Close your eyes and picture this. You're standing before an ancient Indian temple, its intricately carved stones glowing under the golden sunlight. It's massive, awe-inspiring, a monument to time itself. Now imagine the unthinkable. A powerful earthquake shakes the ground beneath your feet, buildings crumble, chaos erupts. But the temple? It remains untouched, standing tall and proud as if the earth's fury dared not lay a hand on it. Why? What's the secret behind their unyielding strength? These aren't just places of worship, they're marvels of science, feats of engineering so advanced, they leave modern architects scratching their heads. And here's the astonishing part. They were built centuries, even millennia ago, without cranes, without computers, and without the technology we rely on today. If that doesn't send chills down your spine, stay with me, because what you're about to discover is nothing short of extraordinary. Let me take you to Tamil Nadu, to the majestic Brihadeeswarar Temple, standing tall for over 1,000 years. Built in the 11th century, this temple is made entirely of granite and weighs an estimated 130,000 tons. Its dome alone, a staggering 80 tons, was lifted to its towering height without the help of modern machinery. But here's where it gets really fascinating. The entire structure was built without cement or mortar. Instead, the stones interlock like pieces of a puzzle, forming a perfect balance that absorbs and dissipates the energy of seismic waves. Recent studies by Indian and international engineers have revealed that this interlocking system is a masterpiece of design. It allows the temple to sway just enough during an earthquake, dispersing the energy and preventing collapse. Think about that. Over 1,000 years ago, architects and artisans figured out what modern engineers call dynamic load distribution. And they did it using nothing but their hands and minds. Now let's travel to Andhra Pradesh, to the Lepakshi temple. This temple hides a jaw-dropping secret, a stone pillar that doesn't touch the ground. That's right, it floats, known as the hanging pillar. This marvel reduces the load on the foundation and minimizes stress during seismic activity. Experts have tried to decode its mystery for decades. British engineers during the colonial era even attempted to move the pillar, only to fail miserably. This isn't just architecture, it's physics, intuition, and mastery coming together in a way that feels almost magical. Moving east, we reach the Konark Sun Temple in Odisha, another marvel of ancient resilience. Its foundation is a cushion of sand and gravel, a simple yet ingenious technique that absorbs seismic energy before it can damage the structure. This method is so effective that modern architects use a similar approach today, calling it base isolation. Can you imagine the foresight it took to design something so advanced in the 13th century? Let's talk about the shaking Minarets of Ahmedabad, also known as Julta Minar. These twin towers are connected by a corridor, and here's where it gets puzzling. Shake one minaret and the other vibrates, but the connecting corridor stays still. British engineers were so baffled by this that they tried to dismantle the structure to uncover its secrets, only to fail. Modern studies suggest that this design disperses vibrations in a way that prevents damage. It's as if these ancient builders knew how to tame the forces of nature itself. And then there's the incredible Kailasa temple at Ellora, carved entirely out of a single rock. Yes, you heard that right. This temple wasn't built, it was sculpted downward from a massive basalt cliff. But what makes it truly extraordinary is its alignment with the Earth's magnetic field. Researchers at IIT Kanpur have found that this alignment minimizes structural stress caused by natural forces like earthquakes and wind. This isn't just architecture, it's a harmonious relationship with the planet. Let me pause and ask, how does this make you feel? Knowing that our ancestors built structures that have outlasted earthquakes, storms, and centuries of time, if you're as amazed as I am, hit that like button right now. Now let's look north to Himachal Pradesh, where the wooden temples of the Koti Banal region stand as testaments to ancient ingenuity. These temples use interlocking wooden beams that can flex and bend during an earthquake, absorbing the shock and protecting the structure. During the devastating Kangra earthquake of 1905, when countless buildings were reduced to rubble, these temples stood unscathed. This technique, as revealed by studies from INTAC, was an early form of earthquake-resistant architecture, blending simplicity with brilliance. And speaking of absorbing energy, did you know that some temples were designed to channel it away entirely? The Meenakshi temple in Madurai, for example, uses towering spires called Gopurams to redirect vibrations away from the central sanctum. These spires act like the dampers in modern skyscrapers. According to a study published in the Indian Concrete Journal, this design has safeguarded the temple for over 4 centuries. Let's delve into ancient wisdom. The Surya Siddhanta, a Sanskrit text dating back thousands of years, offers guidelines for constructing earthquake-resistant buildings. It talks about elastic joints, flexible materials, and balanced weight distribution, concepts that align perfectly with modern seismic engineering. Can you believe this knowledge existed before the advent of modern science? And then there's the Jagannath Temple in Puri, whose dome is so perfectly balanced that it evenly distributes weight across the foundation. Studies from IIT Bhubaneswar have shown that this design has helped the temple survive numerous earthquakes over its 800-year history. How did they achieve such perfection without today's technology? But let's not forget the emotional side of this story. These temples weren't just buildings, they were sanctuaries, places where people found solace, hope, and connection to something greater. The chants, the rituals, the geometry, they created spaces that were indestructible, not just physically, but spiritually. They were built to weather storms of both nature and the human spirit. As we uncover these secrets, one thing becomes clear. These ancient architects were not just builders, they were visionaries. They didn't just create temples, they created legacies, monuments that continue to inspire and protect us. So the next time you visit an Indian temple, remember this: you're not just stepping into a historical site, you're stepping into a story of resilience, brilliance, and devotion. Share this with someone who loves exploring history and mysteries, and don't forget to subscribe to Universal Insights. Let's discover the incredible wonders of our world together. Which temple story resonated with you the most? Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.